Good morning. Today is the 13th day of January. Time's 9 o'clock. The Board of Commissioners is in session to conduct this weekly open business meeting. Commissioner Daly and myself are present. Commissioner Davidson is absent. Could you identify yourself for the record?
Yes, Melanie Delman, Treasurer's Office.
Rob Brown, Treasurer's Office.
Tim Klein, Treasurer's Office.
Bailey Allen, HR. Bethany Callie, HR.
John Blake, paramedics.
Bob Hurston, Ada County Procurement.
Jack Burns, Procurement.
Ellis Ellington, Procurement.
Clayton Hall, Assessor's Office.
Richard Beck, Development Services.
Heather Luker, Recorder's Office.
Real IT guy.
Trencher Pool, County Clerk.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, do we have any changes to the agenda?
We do.
Okay, I'll accept the motion.
I move to change the agenda to add under Roman numeral 6, number 6, a catering permit, and this is an example of somebody, it's a celebration of life, and we added it to the agenda because we have to approve these things, and this was something that occurred that we had last minute, so we had to do it. So I would move that we change the agenda as printed on the agenda.
Okay, I'll second the motion. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We changed the agenda. All right, first item on our agenda is a proclamation. It's a proclamation to designate the week of January 25th, 31st, 26th as Coroner and Medicological Death Investigations Professionals Week. Could you read the proclamation, Commissioner Daly?
Yes, Board of Commissioners, Ada County, State of Idaho, proclamation to designate the week of January 25th through 31st, 2026 as Coroner and Mediological Death Investigation Professionals Week. Whereas Ada County Coroner's Office employs mediological death investigating professionals who provide services throughout the county. They are the cornerstone of the mediological death investigations, and whereas they are professionals who represent decedents, their families, and their communities to ensure that suspicious, violent, unintended, unexplained, and unexpected deaths that occur in our jurisdictions are investigated. And whereas Ada County Coroner's Office provides pathological services to over 30 of the 44 counties in the state of Idaho. And whereas the County of Ada aims to attain the highest quality mediological death investigations consistent with national standards, which are vital to the public health and law enforcement systems as they speak for those who can no longer speak for themselves. And whereas the ever-changing fields of law enforcement and forensic science impact the American population in a wide range of settings, whereas Mediological Death Investigation Professionals Week acknowledges and honors their hard work to ensure knowledge, comprehensive, and compassionate investigation into the deaths of our citizens and visitors. Now, therefore, the Board of Ada County Commissioners does hereby proclaim January 25th to 31st, 2026 in Ada County as Coroner and Mediological Death Investigation Professionals Week.
Thank you. Okay, I'd accept the motion to approve the proclamation.
I move to approve the proclamation as read and listed on the agenda.
Thank you. I'll second the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We did have somebody here from the coroner's office. Did they step out?
Or there's 3 of us.
Oh, there you are, 3 of you. Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, Commissioner, thank you so much for the proclamation. We were, for many years, and I don't want to date myself, but we were kind of the orphan of the law enforcement and judicial system, and it's an honor, it's humbling to see us recognized for what we do. I got 2 people from my office here to witness this because it really is humbling for us. And thank you so much.
Well, thank you. If you want to step up here, we'll take a little picture and give you the proclamation.
Excellent. Can I have my staff?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. approved. It's the Solid Waste Advisory Committee. Commissioner Davidson arrived, and you work with these people. Do you want to say anything or make a motion?
I'll move to reappoint following to the Solid Waste Advisory Committee. Peter McCullough, James Pavlik, Sayard Schultz, Chad Gordon, Mike Margarito, Danny Baroy, and Jennifer Salmonson.
I second the motion, and just as a note, this is an advisory board. We meaning the county and the commissioners are responsible for maintenance and overall oversight of it, but we actually have included people from other parts of the county and cities, et cetera, so that we can have an advisory board that helps us make the decisions. As a note, that's what this is all about.
Absolutely. And these advisory boards are very helpful to us. And what a lot of them do that are on this advisory board is they represent the cities that bring their solid waste to Ada County, and so they're able to keep in constant communication with our staff at the landfill. So, any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye?
Aye.
Motion carries, thank you. Okay, now we have a resolution number 3161. I'll open the public hearing on resolution 3161. It's a resolution of the Ada County Board of Commissioners opposing the levy and general obligation bonding authority for the regional public transportation authorities in Idaho. Any discussion on that? Any input or discussion?
Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, you're on the board.
Just as explaining a reason why we're doing this, as you said, this is a regional board. ERT is a regional board established by or authorized by the legislature, and the two counties, Ada and Canyon County, voted to create this entity based on legislative approval or authorization. And as such, we are on that. Ryan and I are on, Commissioner Davidson and I are on this regional transportation board. And they recently, because they have no direct funding authority, they have no authority to impose a tax, they're not a taxing district. So they rely on us, the commissioners and the cities, to give them money based on their budget that they request of us.
And they get a lot of federal funds.
And they get federal funds. So what we did at our last board meeting of the BRT is the board voted to go authorize a piece of legislation to present to the legislature that would make them a taxing district and authorize them to collect taxes in Ada and Canyon County.
Property taxes.
Property tax, yes. And so I opposed that. We, meaning Commissioner Davidson and I opposed that in the committee, but it passed. They're going to be presenting that to the legislature as a proposal to become a taxing district and collect taxes. Our resolution is simply stating what I just said and then stating that Ada County does not support that piece of legislation. So it's clear to our delegation in the legislature that even though the board collectively is going to propose this to the legislature, that Ada County doesn't support that.
Absolutely. Any other discussion?
Mr. Chair, I guess I'll just say that, we have our public transportation system in Ada County, and we do support that, but over the years, we've constantly lamented that we just can't seem to get the ridership numbers up on the bus, and so we're always presented with this proposal in various different forms. Well, if we just put a lot more money into the bus system, more people will ride it. And that obviously is not something that really can be proved, and we've always been a little hesitant to try that experiment, to pump a ton of money into what seems to be an underutilized system in the hopes that we'll recover that somewhere down the line with a lot more passengers. And I think we look to a lot of different cities that have been involved in boondoggles involving light rail or rail in general or high-speed trains or things like this, where government just keeps pumping money and money and money into it, and numbers are never really there to justify it. So I think we're just trying to be on record to say that we don't necessarily think that injecting a lot more money into the bus system is going to result in this public transportation utopia that some others may feel we're gonna get.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, go ahead.
I think it's the couple of the whereases, which will be, this is a public document, so everybody can read them, but it says, whereas the Ada County Commissioners support a public transportation system funded by federal grants, user fees, and contributions from public and private partners. So it's not that we don't support it, it's the methodology and how we're getting there. And then the last whereas, this piece of legislation, it's the estimated revenue which would be collected if current draft VRT legislation was approved by the legislature in Ada County using 2025 values would be $115,431,000 or $100 per $100,000 of value to homeowners. And we do not think that that's appropriate methodology for that.
Absolutely, I think we all agree on that, and so I'll close, unless there's any more discussion, we'll close the public hearing on resolution number 3161, and I'd call for a motion.
I move to approve resolution 3161 as listed on the agenda and as discussed.
Second.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries, thank you. Okay, now we have procurement.
Oh. All right. Mr. Chair, Commissioners, Ada County Procurement would like to present to you, we received 4 responses on bid 26021, Ada County landfill drain gravel. And we'd like to submit this recommendation of award letter for your consideration.
Okay,
Would you like me to read it?
yes, could you read the letter?
All right, so to the Board of Ada County Commissioners from Ada County Procurement regarding bid 26021, Ada County landfill drain gravel. Dear members of the board, Ada County Procurement received 4 responses for bid 26021. The following are the names of the bidders and the bid amounts received. Bidder 1, DZ Tree LL in the amount of $501,051.84. Bidder number 2, Broken Rock Sand and Gravel, which was found non-responsive. Bidder number 3, Premier Aggregates LLC in the amount of $145,537.28. And then lastly, bidder number 4, Knife River Corporation Mountain West in the amount of $232,032.64. After reviewing the bid submitted, it's the recommendation of the evaluation group to award the purchase order to Premier Aggregates LLC as the lowest responsive bidder in the amount of $145,537.28.
Okay, good enough. Could you give us the letter? Thank you. I would accept the motion.
I'll move to accept the recommendation of the evaluation committee and award bid 26021, Ada County landfill drain gravel to Premier Aggregates LLC in the amount of $145,537.28.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. Is there further discussion? Quite a bit left on the table on that one, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Okay. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries, thank you. All right, we are lucky today because we have our distinguished clerk, Mr. Trent Triple here. He's got a rousing report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Rousing or not, the report. This is a busy time of season for the clerk's office over the next several months as we gear up for budget. We're grateful we're not in the same circumstances as the state, apparently, from the governor's report yesterday. But we're looking forward to a robust budget season coming up. We also have elections. We're gearing up for that with a primary in May. We recently had a conference for all elected, not all elected, but there were elected clerks there, but also elections workers from across the state. who works in all the various different election offices last week. And it was just reaffirming to me, we have always talked about how we're doing things in Ada County. It was reassuring to hear that across the rest of the state, the clerks and the election workers are doing a fantastic job, and they're well-trained. They know what they're doing, and we're looking forward to another secure and accurate and fair election coming up in May. We also have the audit that we're closing out with our external auditor, Eide Bailey, hopefully giving us a thumbs up on how we executed and reported last year's fiscal budget. But that hopefully within the next couple of days will be tied up, and we'll be able to report that to the board. So that's what's going on in our office.
Good. Any questions of our clerk from the board? Go ahead.
Just a thank you, because I think we get the reputation as the great state of Ada, but I think we have the respect of the other parts of the state because of what we do and how we do it. And example of that at that meeting, at least from the reports that I get, is they do value the contribution we give to the rest of the state. So thank you to the clerk and their elections office.
Therefore, it is a great state of Ada. Thank you. All right. Okay, moving on, we have the peddler's solicitor license. I'd accept the motion on that one.
Mr. Chairman, I think it might be useful to have kind of an explanation of what these are, especially since they have all the same address and it's for escort service. So it might be useful to have an explanation of what that is.
Okay, well, the federal solicitor license is for a roofing inspection. And then the other one,
The other
motor vehicle
one.
licenses.
Motor vehicle license, okay.
We can take the peddler and license, and then we'll ask Heather to give us a report on the motor vehicle escort licenses.
Okay. I move to approve the peddlers and solicitors licenses as listed on the agenda.
Second.
Okay. You've heard the motion. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Right.
Motion carries.
I thought we were gonna do those together, so that's fine.
Well, sometimes we do. Okay, now the motor vehicle escort license. Heather, could you explain what this actually is? Because it does look a little, these people all work at the same address, which is in Emmett, and they wanna be an escort vehicles. And these are mostly retired law enforcement people, are they not?
Yes, that is correct, Commissioners. Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, what those are is when their funeral services, and the vehicle escorts will escort said procession from one location to another. They are all work for the same company. That is the only company that we have gotten a license application for the last nearly 10 years that I've been here. And it's pretty standard for their annual renewal. As far as paperwork, all paperwork was in order, fees paid, and we have never received any negative feedback on it. It's always been a appreciated
That's
service.
primarily for funeral escorts.
Yes, correct, sir.
They can escort others, but that's primarily what they do.
Correct, yes.
Yeah. Because you've all seen if you see a funeral escort going from wherever the service was to the gravesite, they usually have somebody in front and somebody in back to escort the whole procession. And that's what these people do. Motorcycles usually. Okay, any other discussion? I'll accept the motion.
I'll move to approve the licenses for motor vehicle escorts as listed on the agenda and authorize the chair to sign the appropriate documents on behalf of the board.
I second the motion.
Okay, you heard the motion. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, we have an alcohol permit and a license transfer. We can accept those under the same motion. Is there a motion on the catering permit and the license transfer? We added the catering permit earlier in the agenda. I accept the motion on those two.
I move to approve the catering permit and license transfer as listed on the agenda and authorize the chair to sign the documents on behalf of the board.
Second.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next up, we have the claims journal. Is there any issues or questions with the claims journal? if anybody's listening to this, what the claim journal is bills are submitted to the clerk's office, and then we authorize the payment of the bills, and that's what the claim journal is. Any questions or issues on the claim journal?
Mr. Chairman, just to note that this is a very detailed document, kind of 127 pages sometimes. I don't know what this one is today, but.
It varies significantly depending on how rapidly you get the bills.
But as we noted at our last meeting, we are in the process of having a more robust review of that, and that's what we're in the process of doing. So.
Yep. All right, any other questions? I'd accept the motion.
I'll move to authorize payment of claims on the Claims Journal dated January 9th, 2026.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next up, we have personnel actions. Any questions or issues on the personnel actions?
I think we have our HR director that wants to go over some things that,
Well, good.
so it's clear on the record.
Clear what we're doing.
What we're doing and how we're doing it.
Chairman, Commissioners, thank you very much. In front of you today, you have 16 personnel actions. There are 3 of those that are conditional pays. Conditional pay means a temporary pay based on expanded job duties or performing as a acting supervisor. You have 7 new hires, transfers, or position change actions, 4 job reclassification. That in being a position being reclassified, it may involve a promotion. 1 market rate adjustment and 1 special salary adjustment. 5 of these actions involve moving personnel dollars from 1 position control number, PCN, to another to align with how the positions are planned to be staffed. No department or office personnel budget is increasing in total as a result of these actions, and all the movements were within their existing appropriations. Each of the actions before you today are routine and within policy and within budget and have been reviewed by both HR and the auditor's office per the personnel action policy and procedure. I can walk through those. There's 3 in regards to the conditional pay.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Just, when we say within budget, what does that mean?
Means it's within their personnel budget. No personnel budget is going up as a result of these actions.
But it's decreasing from one of the already current PCNs, correct?
Yes, I'll talk about each
Will that be filled in
PCN.
later?
Yes, I'll speak about, there's 5 of those actions are involving money moving from 1 position control number to another position control number. Oftentimes what that means is that the other position has been filled by an incumbent at lower than what was budgeted, and those salary savings dollars are being utilized to make some other personnel actions happen. Their overall budget, however, is not going up. It is a movement from 1 position to another.
Mr. Chairman?
Go ahead.
And that's the budget that we set annually that goes into effect
Correct.
at the beginning of the fiscal year.
Yes, correct.
And what the clerk was just gonna say, starting our next budget cycle review process, which we will then adopt during the summer, end of the fall, which will go into effect in October. That's what we're talking about when we say that it's within budget.
Correct.
And they cannot go outside of that budget.
Correct. And additionally, I think it's important to note that any action that is outside of the beginning of the fiscal year does come in front of you on these reports. So I am just highlighting 5 of those that involve the movement of the dollars for your explanation as needed.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The first of those is, there are 3 conditional pay actions. 2 are directly related. This involves a work group over at the sheriff's office where the additional pay for a lead in a position is moving from 1 incumbent to another. They're no longer going to be functioning as the lead, and another is taking that responsibility. The third one also is a conditional pay being removed from an incumbent who functioned as an acting supervisor for nearly 2 months. Each of these actions are done proactively with HR involvement and within the policy and procedure, notably the ones on the acting incumbent. You approve these just as recent as November 16th, and it's just coming off now that they're no longer functioning as the acting supervisor in that role.
Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just as an amplification of that, so when we have a situation mid-year that has a budget implication, where someone has to leave for a short period of time or extended period of time, and someone else gets that responsibility, that's what we're talking about, correct?
Correct.
So that supervisors, elected officials can actually, within their budget, make those kinds of adjustments when they need to, when somebody has to leave on an emergency or something.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. There are 7 actions that are new hire, transfer, or position changes. 3 of those actions involve new hires who are coming in at rates lower than the prior incumbents, therefore under budget authority, thus creating savings. There are 3 transfers and 1 promotion. 3 of those actions involve movement of funds from one position control number to another due to the request exceeding budget authority within the position level, not the overall budget. Any
But it should be
questions?
noted that the 7 that are being hired new, it's not unusual to be hired at a less rate than what the incumbent was getting paid.
Correct.
Because
Yes.
it's a new job or a new
Absolutely,
position.
yeah. Oftentimes we have someone who's been in the position for quite some time.
Right.
Job reclassification, you have 4 of those. These actions include 3 promotions within the assessor's office. Within their career ladders, they have some people progressing from support tech to appraiser 1 to 2, and a 2 to a 3. 2 of the 3 were completed within their position budget authority, and 1 is where they're able to move those funds from one position control number to another, and again, all within the overall budget at that office level. There's also another action that's reclassifying 1 position from a lead role to a non-role as well. And again, all of them are within the office department personnel budget and are consistent with comp and class standards as reviewed by Human Resources.
Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, go ahead.
So and what we're doing here is just reviewing those actions because we are responsible for doing that, and so that's why.
Ultimately, statutorily, yes, indeed, Commissioner, you are responsible for the
Not-
approval
not-
of these personnel actions.
Not necessarily second guessing the elected official or the department heads, but we have to review these and after they've gone through another review process as well.
Yes.
The HR, the auditor's office has to do in terms of the budget. So all of these things have been reviewed in that process.
Chairman Commissioners, correct. All of these actions have gone through review both in the auditor's office and within Human Resources.
Thank you.
No action would be in front of you unless it had been through that review process and been approved as being appropriate. The market rate action that you have in front of you, this is one that actually HR conducted a review at the department request in July of 2025. Mid-year actions were locked down at that point. In reviewing our workloads, reach out to the department, and they did have an internal equity issue that needed to be addressed. And therefore, that's what this action is involving, and they are using salary savings from another PCN in order to make this adjustment.
Okay, yes.
Another question. What's the market review process?
As far as market review process, we go out and look at multiple markets, both public sector, and we have a pool of some private sector data, and we do a review. And additionally, we also look internal equity, so we look at other positions across the county and making those recommendations. For this particular position, I mentioned it is an internal equity issue, so this was a fairly clean, and there is only 1 position that there was very clear that there was an adjustment needed to be made.
Go ahead.
And market review, the normal market review process is when?
We do those during the budget season. We'll do the review of those markets, and we are developing an ongoing schedule on which we will rotate through various classifications within Ada County for market review on a scheduled cadence. There are times where there's an urgent need or a specific issue that's bringing it to our attention and needing a review sooner than later.
That's the point that I wanted to make. Market review isn't done routinely during the year. It's normally done at the beginning of what we're doing right now in budget season.
Chairman Commissioners, correct. It is done during the budget season. HR will conduct the analysis throughout the year because it is a significant resource load on Human Resources. So we will conduct and do our market analysis on a year-round basis. However, submissions in general are coming in at your budget season, and then anything out of cycle, it usually has a special circumstance for that.
And that's what helps us create the budget, I guess is my point.
Chairman
And
Commissioners,
when that
yes.
when we're talking about not inside or outside the budget, that's what we're talking about. That's the process is. Market review is normally that time, and it's in unusual circumstances when we do it outside of that time.
Chairman Commissioners, yes, it is very infrequent that necessarily comes out, and usually there is a very pronounced business reason for that needing to be done at the time.
Thanks.
You're welcome. All right, Chairman Commissioners, last but not least, you have 1 special salary adjustment. This is a very simple item. This year you did allocate a merit increase pool, and there is an incumbent who has achieved 6 months with the county and is now eligible for that merit allocation to their PCN, and it has been submitted as such. Thank you very much. Any other questions?
Thank you. Any questions from the board?
Again, just to
Go
review
ahead.
that process, when, in our budget, when we give, if we give a merit increase or a cost of living increase, that goes into every PCN, correct?
Chairman Commissioners, yes, it goes into every single PCN.
In terms of the budget.
Yes, in terms of the budget. And then at the beginning of the budget year, the auditor's office and HR work together to create the merit pool per office and department. Those spreadsheets go out to every department and office, and we work closely with them in which they allocate those merits according to performance. Anyone who hasn't been with the county yet for 6 months, can be withheld by the department and office, which is where this one falls into that situation.
So the budget, I guess, back to the budget, it's in the budget in that context,
Chairman
and then
Commissioners,
being
yes.
applied through the year as appropriate.
Absolutely. Yes, you got that. Anything
Thank you.
else?
Any other questions from the board?
All right, thank you.
Okay, I'd accept a motion on the personnel actions.
I move to approve the personnel actions as listed on the agenda and discussed.
Second.
Okay, you've heard the motion. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, next we have up development services. We got a couple of plats here. You want to give us the Reader's Digest version?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, good morning. We have two final plats that have been submitted. Both are located in Dry Creek Ranch Planned Community. The first one there, the Dry Creek Ranch Village. This one's located on the south side of Dry Creek. It's a larger subdivision than we've seen, 68 lots, 63 residential lots, 5 common lots. And the second one on the agenda, the Dry Creek Ranch subdivision number 10, is on the north side of Dry Creek. This is a 25 lot subdivision with 23 residential and 3 common lots. Our senior planner, Brent Danielson, has reviewed both of these requests, finds that the applicant has been able to satisfy all the applicable conditions of approval and complies with state code, and we do recommend that the board approve the final plats, for each of these, and authorize the chair to sign and stamp the plats.
All right, any questions or discussions on either one of them?
Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, go ahead.
I guess this is an example of, because we just had another planned community that we just disapproved, because this is an example of the process that a planned community in unincorporated county goes through. They give us the overall plan, then each development process in their development plan has to come back in for our approval, correct?
That's correct, Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Daly, yes. Yeah, we're here at the tail end of this project. They've submitted their plans. They're executing that plans and submitting these final plats in accordance with the vision of the plan that they received approval of.
And
And their conditions of approval.
That's correct.
Mr. Chairman?
Yeah.
And I think Dry Creek is one of the communities that was authorized way before mine and your time, but.
Yes, it was authorized clear back in the mid.
But it's going through a long, and I think they're an example of how a good way to, one, do a planned community and then execute it through the period that they've done it. So I guess that's my take on this in terms of how I view it anyway. Development Services can say otherwise.
Yeah, and there's
If
one
they
of them.
feel it's-
One of them's a 68 lot plat, and the other one's a 25 lot plat, so these are gonna add a lot more housing capabilities out in that part of the county.
And just as an aside, correct me if I'm wrong, the way I read these, one of the things that this development, when it was originally planned, it was for many more houses. When the new developer came in, they asked us to downsize the number of houses in that community. This is an example. These two here, they've actually downsized it again in terms of the size of the lots and the houses. Am I wrong in my reading?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Daly, you're accurate. They did, the original entitlement had about 3,500 homes. It was reduced quite a bit by Boise 100 Homes when they took over. But in this case, they're bringing on a certain number of platted lots at a time. I don't know that these necessarily represent a reduction, but they bring in each phase, bring different number of lots online.
And as they come through, I guess that was my point. As they come through, they may adjust the.
That's correct, yeah, Mr. Chairman. Commissioners, yeah, we've seen, this is a good example where Dry Creek over the years, they've been making minor adjustments as, you know, they run into certain scenarios that weren't, they couldn't foresee. You know, they've made minor adjustments. You'll see more even in the future here very soon.
All right. Any other discussion on either one of these plats? I'll accept the motion. We can do it in one motion, can't we? Go ahead. I'd accept the motion.
And stamp, right?
Yeah,
Sign is-
motion and stamp, sign and stamp.
I'll move to approve the final plat for application number 201-601-258S, Dry Creek Ranch Village subdivision number 4, and 201-601-258-S, Dry Creek Ranch subdivision number 10, and authorize the chair to sign and stamp the final plat on behalf of the board.
I second the motion.
Okay, any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye?
Aye.
Motion carries, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, we next have up the assessor's office. Anyone here from the assessor's office wish to speak on the, go ahead.
How are you, sir? Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Looks like we got some standard tax cancellations, which I was told is kind of part of the standard process going through. Nothing super out of the ordinary.
Yep.
There was, I think one of these is also a BTA that was recently finalized.
Yep.
And then there was a
Casualty law.
casualty loss as well.
Okay, any questions from the board?
How's everything going with the DMV?
It's going great. We are busy. I was gonna say in 25, we served 222 people, 222,000 people. That's a 10% increase over 24. Our dealer is running about 80,000 a year, which is a 3% increase from the year before. And we launched our virtual system in September. So we are now able to take people virtually. You can get on and talk to a person like you're walking into the DMV, but do it over video.
Are people making use of that?
We're doing about 50 a week right now. I'm hoping to get more messaging out there and hopefully get that to about 50 a day here in the next 6 months. So
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if everybody knows about it.
they do not. Right now it's just kind of people stumbling across it, but we've had really good feedback from it so far.
All right.
And are all our different locations getting good foot traffic and?
Very much so. Like I said, 10% increase from 24, which was way over our expectations. We were figuring about a 2% increase, and our wait time struggled a little bit this year because of it, because we were not ready for that.
It's just population
Just
growth?
population growth. You know, you can bake in the numbers the best you can and figure this much of an increase, but when it goes about 3 times what you expect, it's a little difficult to make that adjustment. So,
Sure.
but I'm real happy with our staff. They handled it really well.
Where are you guys at with the, sorry, Mr. Chair,
Go
with the, making a CUNA DMV?
Last I heard from the mayor, they are constructing their meeting facility right now. That's supposed to be done sometime late summer. And then, so we'll be probably talking in budget season as far as planning for that for fiscal 27. So probably early 27, we'll be working with IT and the city of CUNA to get our offices out there. So I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you.
All right. Well, with regard to your registrations, it's remarkable that we've had that much of an increase, given that the state of Idaho sends them out a notice all the time. You just have to mail it in.
Yep.
And they still come to use our,
Yep. I was gonna say, you might remember a couple years ago, they were talking about how much we would be looking at, like a 60% walk-in decrease by 2024, and that has not been the case. We've been increasing year over year. So, don't know where they came up with their numbers, but
well, I think that's a demonstration that people like a little human contact.
exactly.
I think that's what it is. People get the notice in the mail, oh, I better go in and get it,
Yeah.
but they can't just mail it in if they
Yeah.
want to.
And that's kind of the thought process behind our virtual system, is those people that maybe can't make it in physically, but still want to have that conversation with the person.
Yeah, sure.
So,
Great. Any other discussions before we accept a motion on these, on these,
Explanation for cancellation.
yeah, well, tax cancellations, yeah. I keep saying that because I remember when Commissioner Davis and myself got in first, we had this tax cancellation, and we had questions. Why are you canceling somebody's taxes? These are merely adjustments. But the statutes call them cancellations,
Yep.
so that portion of their tax is canceled.
I had the same conversation when I started working for the treasurer's office. I was like, we're canceling taxes now?
No, we don't really cancel the taxes.
Yep.
They still pay taxes, but this is canceling a portion of, and most of these are the homestead exemption.
Correct, yes.
All right, I'd accept a motion on the tax cancellations.
Mr. Chairman, yeah, just amplification again, if somebody just listens or to this particular case, the homeowner's exemption can be applied for any time during the year, and then it's pro rata applied.
Correct.
That's why we have these, correct?
Correct, yep.
And sometimes in the past, people might not remember this, but in the past, they had to do it at one date certain, and then it was applied for the whole year, and they had to wait till the next year. That's why we have to have this list on an ongoing basis every week, as it were, because people are applying for the, as you said, adjustments, not cancellations. And before we had these explanations like we're doing right now, I got regularly after our meetings what you just said. How can I get how can I get my tax canceled?
Canceled, yeah.
So that's why we want to give this explanation on a regular basis, so people understand what we're doing. So with that in mind, Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the tax cancellations as listed on the agenda and authorize the chair to sign the appropriate documents on behalf of the board.
I'll second that.
Okay, you've heard the motion to accept the recommendations of the assessor's office to approve the tax cancellations and one casualty loss. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right,
Motion carries. Thank you.
Mr. Chair,
Chairman?
do you guys track the number of specialty plates issued in Ada County?
I can pull a report from IT on that.
One of these days, I would find it interesting to see a report of the breakdown of
Yeah, I can do that.
specialty plates in Ada
I can
County.
tell you, three most popular right now is the black and white, the green, teal and white, and the Don't Tread on Me. Those were the three biggest plates that came out this past year, and they are very popular.
Definitely seeing those popping up all
Yes.
over town.
At one point, trying to think, they had a 5,000 plate backlog on personalized plates between those three plates.
Just for Ada County?
Just for, in the state,
state.
for the state. So there was actually kind of a backup as far as, because anytime you're doing a personalized plate, not just doing any of those specialized plates, if you actually do personalization as well, there's a whole queue that they gotta go through and vet it for, making sure it is appropriate. That backed the plate printing up by a couple weeks. So they were pushing out about two months at one point because of that.
Is it still inmates who make the plates?
Correct.
The correctional industry's
Correctional industry is still
program?
doing that, yes.
Wow.
I think it should be noted when you talk about that, there's one of the plates that has a potato on it.
Correct.
And that gets noticed. There was someone I know real well was just up in Canada, and he came through the Idaho border, and they had to show their passport to get back into this country. And he noticed, this fellow that was at the station noticed that Idaho plate. You must be from Southern Idaho. He was from Burley.
Yeah, that'll do it.
The guy that was working there was
Yeah.
from Burley. So people notice that.
Oh, yeah, they very much do.
Yeah. Anyway, well, thank
So,
you.
yeah, no problem, Davidson. I'll work on getting that report for you so you
No,
can see
thank
that breakdown.
Thank you. We did vote on that, didn't we? Yes. Okay. All right. Treasurer's office. All right. Yes, I did review this when it came in further, but I forgot to bring it in. Go ahead.
Morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. The treasurer is in software demos today, and that's why she's not here. So they've got quite a contingent from the assessor's office and from the treasurer's office looking at the software, the CAMA project for the PTS system.
Good.
So as far as the monthly investments, there's been no purchases, there's been no maturities, there hasn't been a significant change in the portfolio. However, there's a few interesting things going on. Last week, President Trump initiated a program to begin buying mortgage-backed securities, and he instructed for $200 billion in mortgage-backed security purchases.
You instructed Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to buy that many, yeah.
That's correct. And I think as of yesterday, they began purchasing right away. There's been about $3 billion purchased. There was no timeline set on when it has to be done or any monthly quotas. It's just the directive to spend $200 billion. And interestingly, the mortgage rates have been tapering down slightly in the last couple of months, and they've fallen a little further. And I think economists and analysts expect that bond purchasing program to reduce actual mortgage rates by 10 to maybe 50 basis points. It just sort of depends on some factors. And how that affects our portfolio, we have a lot of mortgage-backed securities, and what that will do, that program will force higher demand, which will lower the yields. And conversely, the market rates will rise up on the current holdings we have of mortgage-backed securities. On the flip
That
side,
doesn't affect us, because we don't sell in the market, we just collect the interest and get the principal when it's due.
that's correct, yeah. However, new purchases, if we're looking at that, it may affect, the yields that are being offered. Another significant thing that will happen this month is next Friday on the 23rd, the Treasurer's Office will be distributing to the taxing districts all the tax collections from the first half due date, now that we're past that. And the Ada County's portion of that is about a little over 100 million, 101 million, 300,000 and something. And so we'll see that in the LGIP, which is right on the front page of the summary there. Right now we have 91 million, so we're gonna have 192 million roughly by next Friday. So the Treasurer's Office, we're looking at, what's the best deployment of that? Do we want to keep a majority of that in LGIP? Do we want to increase purchases in other areas? And so we'll always stay liquid. We'll keep our safety in mind. And so anyway, that's kind of where we're at right now and what we're looking forward to. If you want to go on to page 5, I think we look at this every time we present this, and it just shows a breakdown of where the coupon payments are coming from, where is our yield coming from, what are the instruments that are doing that. And you can see down in the bottom, we had forecast about 9.3 million that we expect for this fiscal year. Excuse me. And if you look, we're currently at the actual 2.7 million is what we've earned. And so we're ahead because the forecast, if you broke it out evenly, it's 2.3 million. However, as rates fall, we'll expect to see these, it sort of reminds me of when you go to the fair and you're using that squirt gun and the little horses are going across, we'll see that lower horse catching up probably to the one just above that. So really, that's it for this month. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to try to answer those.
Okay, any questions?
Just
Yeah, go ahead.
on page 5, it's interesting that we went from 900,000 to 700 and then 900, on the totals. And where that change was from the 7 to the 9, to 9 to 7 to 7 to 9. In terms of the total income, 900 million. How do you think why the variation in those 3 months?
Well, if you look across to the left and you see the first column, the Fed agencies, and then the third column, U.S. Treasuries, we had payments come in on October and December, but we had no interest payments for U.S. Treasuries in November, and we had none for the Fed agencies, and those typically are fairly significant amounts. It's just a coincidence of the timing of those coupon payments, and we just happen to not have any in that month, and that it makes up the bulk of the difference right there.
Good.
All right, any other questions? All right, well, thank you. We appreciate your constant keeping track of our money.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now we have approval of the minutes. I'd accept a motion on the approval of the minutes.
I'll move to approve the minutes as identified on the agenda and authorize the chair to sign the documents on behalf of the board.
I second the motion.
Okay, any further discussion? You've heard the motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Now we have 5 interim agreements at Expo Idaho. Any question or discussion about any of the agreements? Hearing none, I'll accept the motion.
I move to approve the interim agreements at Expo Idaho as listed on the agenda and authorize the chair to sign the documents on behalf of the board.
Second.
Okay, you've heard the motion. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Now we have the 3 agreements for the county. Any question or discussion on any of the 3 agreements?
So, Mr. Chair, I see we have one for the coroner's office. Was there anyone still left from the coroner's office here who could talk about LabCorp Genetics and what they do for the county?
Apparently not.
I mean, I can, yeah.
Go ahead.
to come up here?
No, from where you're at.
That's fine.
So I'm not sure what is on the agenda, I just got here.
It's a renewal agreement between Ada County and
Oh, yeah,
LabCorp
that's it.
Genetics for laboratory services.
Yes, sir. So LabCorp Genetics is what houses now, the lab that we used to use was called Invitae. It is what we use to run genetic testing on the cases that we just need more information on. And this is going to be our 2nd or 3rd year renewing the LSA. And by doing that, we're able to get institutional pricing, so that way we don't have to pay, hundreds and hundreds of dollars on testing. We just get one baseline price for all of the testing that our pathologists could need.
How's their turnaround time?
I believe we are at 10 days. So, and they're consistent, they're reliable.
And those genetic tests are invaluable in determining the cause of death on some of the infants. It just so happens we also now have employed a genetic counselor, not in that capacity, in the capacity of a forensic technician, but by hiring her, it's a benefit for us. And the physicians have talked about utilizing her to speak with families on about the genetic results and what that means to them and their families going forward.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions on any of the 3 agreements?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Just the first agreement on the list here is use of the 250 American Ambassador logo in Ada County. So I can't pass up the opportunity to talk about
Sure.
250 celebration. Declaration of Independence, starting of our country.
You were not around then, were you?
Back when Benjamin Franklin told me.
Okay.
John Hancock signed big, I'm gonna sign big.
Okay.
But just as the people are the ones that started this, and again, my favorite person, Alexis de Tocqueville, to accentuate what we're trying to do here, we're trying to get every single person in any county, especially our employees, to sign the Declaration of Independence. And we're gonna have that celebration on the 4th of July. But this is what Alexis de Tocqueville said about U.S. He said, in the United States, the citizens have one citizen has no sort of preeminence over another. They all help to administer justice and govern the state. And that's the magic of America, and that's why we're encouraging everybody to participate. Remember the Declaration of Independence and participate in our government, and we appreciate the things that they do. And that's what this is all about, is to help encourage people to understand they do make a difference in our system of government we have.
Absolutely.
Representative democracy.
And we've got, we just got that grant approved from the state to help us do that. And I think CUNA is another city that's got one approved. Anyway, I'd accept the motion on the agreements.
I'll move to approve the agreements as identified on the agenda and authorize the chair to sign the appropriate documents on behalf of the board.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next up, we have weekly indigent items. Any question or discussion on the weekly indigent items? Hearing none, I'll accept the motion.
I move to approve approve the recommendations of the Indigent Services staff for January 13th, 2026, as listed on the summary of cases, and authorize the chair to sign the documents on behalf of the board.
Second.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Any other business needs to be brought before the board while we're here? Hearing none, we're adjourned. Morning. Today is the 13th day of January. The time is 10:01. The Board of Commissioners is in session, acting as the Ada County Emergency Medical Services District for its weekly open business meeting. All three commissioners are present. We also have with us
John Blake, paramedics.
and we have Real IT Guy. Are there any changes to the agenda, Madam Clerk?
They're not.
No changes, okay. The first item on the agenda is the Claims Journal. Any question or discussion on the Claims Journal? Hearing none, I'll accept the motion.
I move to approve the EMS Claims Journal for January 9th, 2026, as listed on the agenda.
Second.
Okay, you've heard the motion. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next up, we have personnel actions. We have one job reclassification. Any questions or discussions on that? We had a pretty detailed discussion earlier.
If you need one, I can give you
No,
something.
that's
This
all
is a EMT to advanced EMT.
Oh,
So one pay plan to another.
okay. Good enough. I'll accept the motion.
I'll move to approve the personnel actions as listed on the agenda.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next up, we have the approval of the minutes for 12:30 and 1:06. I'll accept the motion.
I move to approve the EMS Services District meeting agenda, or minutes as listed on the agenda, and authorize the chair to sign the documents on behalf of the board.
Second.
You've heard the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Next up, we have EMS update. You got 30 minutes.
Fantastic. Chairman Beck, Commissioners, so I have a couple of things for you today. Last week, we had the active shooter hostile event response training video launch. As I'm sure you all are aware, those are a series of videos that have been created to help the area responders in the community handle active shooter or hostile event events in the community. We watched 6 of 7 of those videos. They were exceptionally well done, and they're going to serve the community quite well. And the only other thing I have for you is that we stood up a new medic unit yesterday in West Meridian near Hawaii High School. That was part of our previous agreement with the city of Meridian for 2 stations, and we have now occupied the 2nd station. They're Station 8 and our Medic 3-9.
Do we have the new colored wagons?
We don't have any more. We have them in process, but no more. I think now. I think we're up to a total of 4, I believe.
All right.
It's like a
None of
patch.
them been hit into, except for the one being transported.
No. That one's fully serviceable. Our yard looks like a patchwork quilt of colors.
No, good. All right.
That's all I have for you.
Any questions or discussion from the board? Okay, thank you.
Thanks very much.
If there is no other business, we'll be adjourned. We are adjourned.